Alright, good luck to my opponent. So this should be a fun game. All games are fun, aren't they? Unless you're playing against, like, somebody who's like 4 dan or higher. I don't know, 2 dan and higher is extremely challenging, but still. Um, Interesting. I should better learn this. So here I'm playing the castle that I had intended to play a couple weeks back against Maple Sugar Lover, where um, this castle has to be built quickly. Do I dare freestyle this? Because I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I need to castle. Castling's not optional. And since I always want to keep my king and rook separate, then a way to do that is by castling like this. So with this sort of, I think it's called Chemosen, where the um, gold generals are kept right next to each other. The idea is that the castle is low, and it's good against attacks from the front. Okay. So when I think Maple Sugar Lover played this attack, he moved his silver up 1 and then tucked the king behind and said he was done castling at that point, which was a very quick castle. Here, I anticipate bishops might get exchanged, and if they do, I would like to have this center point protected. But also having the generals sort of connected is useful. Alright. Okay. And I guess pushing the edge pawn here might be optional. He keeps playing this waiting game of seeing whether I'm going to do something about my center pawn. I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of this waiting game. Because, like, he's intending to push, and then if I do something that doesn't defend my pawn, he's going to go take it. So that's the idea here. Okay, so I announce my intent to not push my 4th file pawn this instant. Maybe later, but not right now. I wonder if he moves this silver, I might consider doing some rapid attack of my own. So he's played Mino, of course, but then this silver is still not committed. Um, it's flexible in choosing which direction it moves. Um, and mine, although I've put it on the fourth file, I might decide to push my third file pawn and then bringing the silver out this way. I'm not sure. Also, if I push my third file pawn, I could consider bringing the knight out with threat to take whatever, if he puts something on 7-3. I don't think I would sack my knight for a pawn, unless I had a strong attack already. Um, Oh, also, if he plugs this square, I could consider transitioning to Silver Crown. That would be interesting, but risky. Because then I've pushed all my pawns forward. Um, yeah, there's not obvious targets on either side here that I can see. Like, this silver is protecting both the gold and the pawn. The king also defends the pawn. So yeah, Mino is kind of hard to break. Okay. So at last, this exchange occurs. So he gets a more flexible rook, and I get something. I'm still trying to figure out what the something I get is. I mean, I get a tempo, but I'm not too excited about this. I had a similar game not too long ago. My position got overrun pretty quickly. Um, so this does at least temporarily block my knight. I haven't fully decided where my left side of the board is going. One possibility is push the lance up and the rook behind. Um, at some point, he's going to have to start making decisions as well. So, they say of this opening that speed is of the essence. And I suppose that's right. And I'm not doing anything too speedy right now, because I'm afraid of losing everything on the 8th file. But I don't think that he can dominate my 8th file. So in turn, I think I'm going to get a chance to push on this side of the board and hopefully assert some advantage. Okay, so finally this has moved. So the most obvious candidate here is to push this fourth file pawn, consistent with the strategy of trying to promote on the fourth file. I'm not sure that that's a great idea here. It is consistent, but I think it is slow because this fourth file pawn break is hard to orchestrate. I think this is just as sensible. So I'm not trapping my knight, giving my silver somewhere to go, and I don't know, I might follow this by pushing my fourth file pawn, and that way I'll have two pawns right next to each other that are holding his castle down. Another idea is pushing on the eighth file here. I've played too many 10-minute games, and I'm just now realizing that this pacing I have is actually very quick. I could calm down a little bit. Ah, right. So the idea, his idea. Well, normally you would move the silver in combination with pawns to make something happen. What this achieves is this prevents me from pushing my fourth file pawn this turn. But I don't see a longer term view than that here. So yeah, I think it behooves me to just push right on the king's head here. And I guess I missed that like this pawn drop might be scary, but I have it covered. Yeah, so I've been watching a couple YouTube videos, just leaving them up in the background. Um, so one of the popular shogi servers is called Shogi Wars, and on there, like players tend to play quickly because there is no Byoyomi, and you start with only 10 minutes. Um, So that has a very different pace than what this game should be having. Like here, I should be taking more time to think about my moves. It's just so exciting to play the moves and see them on the board. Plus, I don't really have any plan. Well, I don't really have any experience, is what I meant to say. I'm trying to learn how to attack here in a position where I've not really had to do that here before. So now I'm faced with the question of, do I offer a bishop exchange or do I just keep adding more pressure on this side? If I offer a bishop exchange, that could potentially sack my knight on the 7-3, but his rook covers the entire fourth rank. Alternatively, if I push this pawn and then I get my silver out here, maybe I could trap the rook or force it back. So I think it behooves me to just continue pushing, clamping this castle down, threatening to break anywhere at any moment, and then bring my silver to the center. Just keep preparing what might eventually be an attack. Um, so, do I want my rook on the file where the king is? Which file do I want my rook on? My silver here is just hanging out. It can't walk through the pawns, so yeah. This silver, because it cannot go directly through a pawn, and since there's no pawn tension here, it makes more sense for it to be located up in front, capable of walking either direction. Instead, if I moved it to the left here, its only option forward would be where I'm considering putting my pawn next. Now, if I do put the pawn there, I've blocked my knight permanently, so I might not be doing that. But like what I said earlier, I might be pushing this up here and pushing this pawn if his rook ends up over there. So so yeah, it's not so clear where my opponent is choosing to attack. We're both playing a pretty low castle. He's played a more solid castle than I have. So I need to be careful about prematurely launching an attack. Right, so he's preparing some edge file tactic. These are actually quite effective, and I keep forgetting how effective an edge file tactic can be. This is why I should have brought my silver. Well, it's too late now, but yeah, to support an edge file attack over here. So one possibility is if I climb the silver this way, and then I push both of these pawns with my rook already over here, I could end up taking in front of the king, and then my rook's trapped when he puts the pawn back down. That could offer a rook exchange. Yeah, that might not be bad. So in all that calculus there, this rook is lined up with the king. Oh, I forgot. Earlier I mentioned I could move up my lance and put the rook behind it. That might have been a more effective play here, although I think he could pawn drop on 9-3 if I exchange, and it's actually costly for me to take on 9-3. If my bishop were supporting that and my knight were supporting an attack on 9-3, that would be one deal, but here I think the 8th file is my better opportunity for attack. Alright, so this is declaring an intent to sacrifice material for an attack. Well, if I allow him to take, this gets out of control very quickly, so we're going to play the forced capture. Now he has 2 pawns in hand. The predictable move here is to take the silver, because it's an entire silver. It looks free. Taking that creates a weakness where he could place a pawn here and then promote it, but I think I'm okay. I think the material I gain for whatever trouble I'm about to go through seems more than worth it. I forgot. There's with these edge file tactics, you could always drop a pawn directly in front of the lance. So yeah, that if there's a pawn dropped here, that could actually be a bit annoying or challenging. I also have to remember that even though I get these pawns in hand, there's really only one file at present I'm allowed to place them on. At present, we say. Because I might get to place... I might get some pawns exchanged on other files soon. But right now, it would be Nifu to place the pawn on most files. So I'm fully expecting a pawn drop. Yeah. I should have seen that earlier. So what I'm reading is silver 4-5, rook 2-4, silver 3-5 drop. And if rook 2-5, silver 3-6. So, yeah, my climbing silver here would force the rook to retreat if I go that way. Do I have better tactics here? I wish. Yeah, this... Oh, and then if I do this silver climb... Wait, if he moves his rook up, I need to not retreat the silver like I'd planned. Because then rook takes pawn is super annoying. So if my goal is to try to displace this rook, I don't know what kind of a goal that is, but if that's a goal, I need to be judicious about that. Like, oh man, how do I break this castle? Is the real question I should be asking. Because, like, he's defended against most silver drops. I don't want to give him a tempo on my edge, even if I feel I might be safe, because I might not be safe. So if I push this pawn, if he does pawn takes, I could drop a silver somewhere. Tactics. So much reading. I think this has to be how we attack here. And the idea is that I can build an initiative instead of taking a pawn. If speed's the only thing that matters, then I'd better start attacking. So I want to move this rook off of this 4th rank. And I might be able to achieve that by force. If a rook exchange happens, then I can rook drop on him. Like this. So nothing's presently defending that bishop. It's funny, I keep mentioning a need to be careful, and then I play stuff like this. It's like, do I believe what I'm saying, ever? I don't know. Okay, so this supports his attack toward my king. Um, I'm not sure how effective that is. Yes, I mean, this is a beautiful square for a bishop, especially if my king's on 2-8. Um, again, I'm not sure how effective all this is, because that's not where things are. This is complicated. This is an elaborate double-pronged attack. So on the one hand, I want to aim for this bishop, which is a bit constrained. On the other, I would like to take this pawn and then place my silver, exchange silvers, and then break down this castle. So, lots of ideas here.
30秒
And if pawn takes, then if I drop my silver, I'm threatening to take this, but I'm also threatening to push the center pawn.
50秒 1 2 3
Which maybe I should do instead of dropping my silver here.
7
Okay, I take this as he wants to retreat his bishop. As a sign of that. Interesting. Yeah, this does... Well, this is aggressive for sure. Um, there's other stuff here too. I mean, yes, there's the obvious tactic, which I'm still trying to evaluate. Um, yeah, let's do this. My pieces can defend themselves, thank you. This is strange, because normally I would like the silver very close to the king, but also I need to cover a lot of squares around my king. Um, so although there is this fork, I can counter that fork by hitting his bishop. Right. Even here I could still hit the bishop. Well, if I push this pawn, he moves his bishop back, I take the knight.
これより秒読みに入
I'm
り
not
ます
sure I want the knight that badly.
?30 秒。40秒。
We're going to play a defensive move, so we hit the knight on the head, covering both the squares the knight could run to. I still have this option of pushing my center pawn to trap the bishop. Although it never seems effective.
?30 秒。40秒。
Okay, let's make use of this. I have to be careful, but with some caution, I should be able to approach this castle. Just take the knight, take the pawn, just keep taking things. Also, I keep neglecting kicking this bishop, and eventually that's going to bite me. Eventually that will bite very hard, so I need to be cautious. I don't have time right now to kick the bishop. This is the story of me not planning and then getting ruined for not planning.
?30 秒。
Well, we have a lance now, and probably no effective way to use it. So I get to choose, do I run? Or do I block with the silver and let him knight drop and try to hold on? Giving up an entire silver is a bit of a sacrifice. It would give my king a vital tempo here. Then again, if I could hold off the attack, then it doesn't matter. Oh, my kingdom for a tempo. I'm never getting the damn tempo, am I? Yes, I think I just did a bad exchange. Possibly just giving up an entire silver might have been better than what I just exchanged. Because now I've committed some of my pieces where I might not want them. He does not have a bishop to drop.
30秒
So this kind of escape looks like the best option I have. If he could somehow prevent me from running,
30
he would
秒
like to. But, yeah, as it is, he's just going to mop up my pieces. I would like to attack. I need to attack. I've just placed all my best attackers super far away from the king.
30秒
Okay, we're gonna both give my king more room and set up a knight fork. So the knight hits the bishop, and then the knight takes this pawn, and then I can take the silver, and maybe I could start to break this down. He surrounds my king. Okay, I need to give my king even more room to run. Or I need to block along the first rank. There's only a couple legal placements to block. So I think running is the better option. Well, if I were to place to block, that is, only a couple legal placements. My golds aren't doing anything to help.
40秒
Well, I'm not getting attacked from the front, so yeah, let's run forward. Oh, right, bishop takes pawn. Duh. Okay, now I'm getting attacked from the front. That didn't take long. On the other hand, I could take the knight, so I do have a square to run to.
40秒 50秒 1、2、3、4、5、
Alright, this is check. I could either gold takes that or king takes. The reason not to king takes is because he gets a 1 space gap dragon, but I might be okay there. I don't know. Yeah, the alternative is even worse. Where just things are instantly collapsing. Here they're probably collapsing. Oh, I considered if he checked here, I was going to block with the pawn. I can't do that. Not while this pawn's still here. My castle would be so much safer if I could just Nifu. Right. I don't like where this is going. So I've split my golds, which is terrible, but alternatives get me mated. So we're doing the move that doesn't instantly get me mated. Now there might still be a mate, I just didn't see it. What I expected is this sacrifice. Drawing my king out further, but I don't see how to follow it up. If I saw a follow-up, then I might have chose an alternative to allowing my gold to hang here. I don't think him winning my gold is enough to continue the attack. So obviously his attack is far, far, far faster than mine is, but I've got material, which means like nothing here. Yeah, and this is why I didn't like where we were all going here. So much to consider.
30秒 40秒
There are other ways I prefer to gamble to this one, but
3
yeah, I can't find any way to slow their attack. So we're going to need to run and just keep running. If you can't beat them, join them. Well, who would have guessed? Now, wait a second. Okay, we don't have this overwhelming material preponderance right now. Like, how crazy would it be to have a game where you could declare impasse, but we're getting
40
mated?
秒
How crazy would that be?
50秒 1、2、3、4、5
Right, so his idea is to check me and exchange stuff. We're just going to keep going. This protects my pawn. Okay. Now I need an attack. I think. I'm not sure. This is all hazy to me. What I do see is my bishop's in a very prone spot. And I've got a ton of horses.
30秒 40秒
I mean, certainly anything I come up with that's creative is going to be ill-advised, but I think I need that piece. I see. That's clever.
30秒
Well, what's a silver or a gold between friends? Well, that's a promoted silver anyway. So if and when he takes it, that's not going to be a real silver.
30秒 40秒 50秒 1、2、
So if he tries to bring his dragon toward my king,
5、
I'm not sure how best to repel it.
7、8、9
Okay, I did not expect that. Oh, that's clever. So yeah, I can't walk toward the corner directly, else I lose my dragon.
$30秒
I'm not sure what the threat is. I see a threat.
40秒
I think this is the best attacking defending move I can find, no matter how much time I take. Okay. Shogi pieces are slightly bad at attacking in reverse. So he's threatening to win my dragon. And I'm trying to read out, and I should have spent more time last move trying to read if I could mate. Oh, he has this threat too. Alright, so he's winning my dragon. I can't help that now. I can still try to read out a mate. Oh, I see. He's got me. Well done. Yeah, there's no resisting this mate. Alright, well played. Good game. And since this is a teaching ladder game, after we get a game, we get to look at this, review it together. Yeah, that was exciting. I'm not totally sure, like, obviously Aavygeil is complicated. So it's difficult to figure out the point at which, like, I lost the thread here. This is useful. I should bear this in mind in the future when I attack. Let's see. I forget if I did a zoom in once. I did. Alright, so yeah. Oh, I broke things. I have to log in again. Pardon me. Alright, attempting to log in again is failing. Let me try from a new window. Yes, this window's stuck. So let's go back to this game here. Alright, that's beautiful and stuff, but let's try. Let's see. I can zoom in again. Yeah, that was an exciting game. But my noises are extremely loud again. Let me turn them down. Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder why I was so concerned about bishop exchange. Right. At some point, he does have to block the bishop. And I guess I need to make some theory of my own for like when it makes sense to allow a bishop exchange and when it doesn't. I went into this game thinking that like positions where I've traded bishops before have gone sour very quickly. Um, oh, right. That makes some sense. Better bishop exchange than... I can't even type. Rook exchange. I cannot type. There we go. Let's see if I can... This is a very good formation for Gota. He went for silver 2-4, but 4-4-4-5 is also very good. Ah. What happens if Senta opens the diagonal? Yeah. I seem to have some memories about like things not going well. And my knight being blocked by my pawns and just being very confused about how to attack. Just continue with the silver here. And then there's a clever move. Oh, this. Really? That's, I'm still trying to read this. I mean, that does get pretty crazy. Yeah, stuff gets traded and my camp is pretty weak. I don't even get to control what gets exchanged. Um, um, okay, so this is an idea. Okay. Oh, right, the silver's pinned. So, yeah, this could be interesting. I also need to work on my opening move order stuff. Like, I played my rook to the 4th file, but I'd really wanted to play rook to the 2nd or 3rd file. So I need to study that a bit more. But yeah, this is pretty complicated. So I've given away my Senta advantage by not pursuing the opening aggressively. But it should be okay. Just giving away my privilege, and that's what it is. It's ironic because when I play Gota in these positions, I also give away Tempe in the opening. Right. Yes, there's this idea so that it's possible to move the silver. think speed of each player's attacks is also quite important. I mean, yeah, there's probably a number of good drops, but yeah. I tried to attack. Somehow my attack was quite slow this game anyway. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff happened this game for me to get an entering king. Yeah. I got materialistic or greedy or something and just struggled reading what few ideas I came up with. A lot of things I placed seemed pretty heavy. Sure. Yeah. Might as well. Yes. I need to look at those more closely. Where I hadn't looked through, like, the entirety of them, to be honest. I've been mostly occupied with coding the Play Shogi site. But, yeah. I did read through all the openings, but didn't get any further than that. So I should take a second and pass through them and look at all these ideas, because it was really detailed. I just hadn't had time to get into it. So yeah, that was really kind for him to transcribe these, and I should spend some time looking at that when I'm in a mental state to do it. Yeah, these are exciting. He's also transcribed other lectures about Ishida Ryu and Nakabisha for Senta. So, ah. I see that come Friday, Shogi Harbor will be doing a Ibisha stream. It's not the same thing. Ishida is this third file pawn thing invented by the player Ishida. Yeah. But either way, having study materials would be great. Having sites that can make study materials more accessible. I would if I could. Oh. Oh. You're suggesting giving me it. Ah, right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, no, translating commentaries is time consuming. At some point, I want to take some open source software and see what I can do in terms of capturing words and then translating shogi specific terms that are captured from an audio stream. Yeah, having better tools for converting text to audio or text to speech and then speech to text. And then having some tooling for translating some really basic shogi terms might be useful. Also, Play Shogi has something of a database, and I'm sure over time I can grow my own database of my games. If nothing else, I could download them from this site. Alright, so yes, I'm going to start looking through the game because I don't have the hat, but whatever, I can still look. Yeah, this looked kind of interesting. Again, like if I'd played my rook to the 8th file in the opening, perhaps my attack would have been faster here. But then, like, the center pawn could have fallen in the opening, so I would have had to bring the silver up faster. There's a lot of move order nuances, so I need to really study this stuff. But I think this was still right. I'm not sure that this edge file was timed well. Yeah, so like here, okay. Alright, so apparently we're going... Yep. So we may or may... Okay, we got the hat back. So, yep, here we go in the game. I suppose this makes sense. I'm learning things today. Yeah. I mean, you're playing the hand you're dealt here. So, I wonder around the next 10 moves or so, I consider trying to move your rook away. Stuff like this. I don't know if this would ever be effective. But like you cover squares like this and that, so I suppose here my rook isn't yet poised to attack. Yeah, that makes sense. So we take here. So, maybe taking the silver was wrong. I don't know. This is complicated. Yeah, so there's this. If speed really is everything, then... Oh, Aavygeil likes this move? I mean, this did occur to me. Oh. This... I hadn't thought much about. How does this work? Oh, well, it's complicated. Yeah, shogi's complicated. It's a really complex game. Okay. I'm skeptical now. Let's understand. Well, I'm not totally sure. So, like, here, maybe we just play this. I think I can get more pieces. Wait, why? Why this? Oh. Well, this is why I can't dawdle on this forever. Right. Yeah, that's actually kind of super annoying. Well, I don't know. I'm confused. Yeah, what's going on here? A pawn drop. Yeah, I mean, this seems heavy, but I do need my king to be defended. Okay. So now what? Yeah, I'm confused. Oh, really? This? Well, yeah, I get lanced to the face there. That does not seem pleasant. Um, that seems most unpleasant. So I must have messed something up. Um, I don't know, maybe just this directly. I really don't know how to pursue these attacks, so I'm just making things up here, but um, it seems like this pawn could support an attack maybe, but the king runs away pretty easily. I don't know. If they had a gold, this would be a different attack. If I had stuff other than pawns to drop, this could be a different situation too. But yeah, with 5 pawns in hand, you'd think I could deal some damage on this edge file. So I'm threatening stuff like this. So apparently it's, yeah. Yeah, maybe the night drop is overcommitted. Um, maybe this. Don't I want one of those? Do kind of like this for Senta. Actually, wait a second. Sorry, my mistake. I could just do this. I guess it comes to the same thing, doesn't it? Um, Wait, well, I don't know, like, if what I'm doing makes sense. Um, so I have my hand on my lance, but I'm not really sure, like, if a lance or a pawn is the next thing to drop here. Um, or if a drop is even necessary or useful. Yeah, it looks like something I could play. There's such a spectrum of possibilities here. Now we promote this. Oh, wow. It just runs. Okay, so this is the point where you choose to run. I guess. Wait, why the... Okay. Yeah, we do have to use the rook at some point. So that seems like a... Well, you can drop a silver, but I could take it. So yeah, this is a reasonable time to do that. That makes sense. Yeah, there's no way to repel the rook, so... Well, rather, attempts to repel the rook are slow and allow it to promote. So yeah. I see the rook promotes. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Okay, but now we got a dragon, so like everything's changed. Looks nice for Senta, that's for sure. Just because, like, the king's a bit exposed, and even though there's not a checkmate, like, you say Gota's attack is exhausted. Just kind of strange given that we're playing this Eye for Abisha thing. That's not where I would have picked to put it, but maybe that's safest there. Yeah, I don't know about that one. How about here? Yeah. So, I'm threatening this. And now I'm looking for checkmate. There's not a mate, but I'll be damned if I don't look for it. Oh, wait. Yeah, Aavygeil's right, of course, that this is the way to pursue an attack. Yeah. Yeah, that's painful. This is why you try not to invite dragons. They just take everything. I'm not sure that taking the knights... Well, like, clearly Senta's better, but taking the knight seems a little slow. But yeah, Gota's attack's exhausted, so this works anyway. Yep. Let's see, there's also... yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've got to find these attacks. So how did this start? Where does this variation begin? Oh, that's a long variation, isn't it? I think that could have happened if I didn't just take your silver. Taking your silver accelerated your attack. Yeah. So, yeah, I need to better recognize what is and isn't a threat. And now I've seen, like, not just from Eriko saying, oh, beware of this silver sacrifice, but now I've actually seen it in practice and have some reason to understand fearing it. Yeah, so how did that go in the game? Oh, right, because, yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, this is suddenly unclear. Although, I guess I'll leave to the engines whether Lane's takes was bad. Certainly it's faster. Yeah, this slows it down. Like, if you're talking about this, not if the attack completely runs out. There is some limit to how fast things can go. Ah, okay. But yeah, lesson learned. Well, the end game defies analysis. Too many tactics. Yeah. Besides, we have done quite a bit of analysis anyway. Yeah. Alright, so Doomy suggests pawn drop 1-3. It's kind of... oh, well, I don't know. It's all tricky. I'm not so sure about 1-3. Like, again, you have to leave it to the engines. Like, where... well, at least, yeah, I suppose so. But I'm not sure what else there is really to look at. Like, I tried to attack. Here I thought I had a fork. I forgot this is defended. Yeah. This is pretty bad. Maybe there's a tactic that saves me. But, again, leaving that to the engines. So, yeah, I think instead I would have preferred this and then this sort of thing. Uh, this, well, interesting. Eighth file. So, you're thinking, okay, yeah. Yeah, I like my fork so much faster than the game. Anyhow, thanks for the game and post-game analysis. Yeah, because I'm not really sure I have much more to add here anyway. Engines will say a lot, but yeah, this is good. The end game is too hard for me anyway. Yeah, see you again soon. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get paired by rating fairly soon. So yeah, he does comment that he's skipping out on part of the post-game analysis. I actually disagree, because like the whatever's going to follow here is either going to be right or wrong. Like there's a lot of ideas to throw around, but I think the key thing I missed was this. And once that's missed, I mean, what else is there? I mean, I guess he's got this rook drop threatening the knight. Maybe threatening other stuff? I don't know. Oh, but no, here I can actually take to defend my knight. So this rook drop is not effective. And here, well, this just doesn't work. So, well, hang on. I'm not trapping the rook. Maybe it does work. Interesting. Maybe this is a whole nother ball game. Yeah, with tactics everywhere. But I think the rest of the game is just super difficult to analyze. So I think my greatest moral of the story is beware of this haunted silver. It's cursed. Don't take it. Or if you're going to take it, make sure to read things out pretty thoroughly. But yeah, I needed to make time for my attack, and I didn't do so. Later on in the game, there might have been some chances, especially here. Like, when I saw this and I was concerned that he might get a free pawn, my priorities are not straight. So, yeah, it makes much more sense for me to attack. And the silver might be useful in a defensive posture, so yeah, I think this is fine. I really should not have been so afraid of this. So possibly when I hit here... Oh, we can't go back to defend the knight anymore. Yeah, it's complicated, I think. I'm not sure. My edge file, I'm losing the lance. He's promoting. It's spooky, but I think there are chances for both players here. Yeah. But the way I played, they're just... Well, I mean, he's got counterattacking stuff here, too. Like... Well, I guess my bishop's not hanging, so that's not quite fair. But still, this is better than the way the game played out, so I should have tried to do this. Not sure how I got distracted. This is a good game. Let's just play out the rest of it to see how it went. So yeah, this is a good attack. Attempt to defend. I did comment during the game, like, giving up the silver gets me a vital tempo, but this is assuming that my king can escape at all. I guess he doesn't have the right pieces to trap my king at the moment, but once he's got the silver in hand, I've got to be worried about, like, a silver drop somehow surrounding my king on the other side. I don't know. We'll leave this to the engines to figure out. It was a good game. So yeah, that's Shogi Ladder Week 8 against GLGR Gregory, I think we call him. I'm not sure how he prefers to be called, but I'm sure we'll face him again in a future week.